Imagine this. One moment, you're living your life like everyone else, paying bills, saving for the future, and managing a reasonable budget. And then, in an instant, everything changes. You suddenly find yourself with an incredible amount of wealth. Perhaps you've won the lottery, inherited a fortune, or made a business breakthrough so big it made your bank account overflow. You're faced with the kind of wealth many only dream of. But with wealth comes responsibility, and without the proper knowledge and guidance, even the most extravagant fortunes can disappear just as quickly as they arrived. So, what happens next? How do you ensure that this sudden windfall doesn't slip through your fingers? What steps should you take to preserve your newfound wealth, grow it, and use it wisely? The temptation to splurge on luxury items and indulgent experiences is natural. After all, you've earned it, or in some cases, luck has simply smiled upon you. However, it's crucial to realize that the most important factor in maintaining wealth is not just earning it but managing it wisely. What you do now can either safeguard your future or risk your financial security. In this video, we will explore 20 essential actions you should take if you suddenly find yourself wealthy. These aren't just arbitrary steps. They are tried and true methods that have been used by people like Warren Buffett, Oprah Winfrey, and others who have maintained or grown their wealth over time. We'll cover everything from protecting your money to smart investment strategies, keeping your life grounded, and securing your legacy for the future. Leave a comment, like, and subscribe. Are you ready to take control of your newfound fortune and ensure it lasts? Let's dive into what you should do next. Number 1. Stay calm and take your time. It's easy to get overwhelmed when wealth comes suddenly. Whether you've received millions or billions, the urge to make quick decisions is strong. However, it's essential to resist the impulse to act immediately. In moments of drastic change, taking your time allows you to think clearly and avoid rash decisions. Warren Buffett, one of the world's most successful investors, once said, "The stock market is designed to transfer money from the active to the patient." Patience is a virtue when it comes to managing sudden wealth. Allow yourself time to breathe, consult with experts, and develop a strategy for your money rather than making hasty decisions based on emotion or pressure. For example, after winning the lottery in 2016, Mavis Wanchik took a week to decide whether or not to go public with her newfound fortune. She had been advised to take her time and think things through. When she finally spoke to the media, she had a solid plan for how to handle her wealth moving forward. Number 2. Consult financial experts immediately. It's essential to surround yourself with a team of experts who can guide you through the complexities of wealth management. This includes financial planners, accountants, attorneys, and tax advisors. These professionals can help you understand the best ways to preserve and grow your wealth, as well as the legal and tax implications of your new financial situation. For example, when Facebook co-founder Eduardo Saverin became a billionaire after Facebook went public, he immediately hired a team of advisors to help him manage his newfound wealth. This strategic move allowed him to protect his assets, diversify his investments, and stay on top of the legalities surrounding his wealth. Number 3. Secure your financial future with a trust. One of the best ways to ensure your wealth is preserved for future generations is by setting up a trust. Trusts are legal structures that allow you to pass on your wealth while protecting it from taxes and legal challenges. There are various types of trusts, such as living trusts, irrevocable trusts, and an attorney can help you decide which one is best suited to your needs. For example, the Walton family, heirs to the Walmart fortune, have strategically set up various trusts to protect their wealth, minimize tax liabilities, and pass their fortune down through generations. Number 4. Diversify your investments. It's tempting to invest everything in one asset class, whether it's stocks, real estate, or collectibles. However, diversification is key to maintaining wealth over the long term. Spreading your investments across different asset types, industries, and geographies helps mitigate risks and increases your chances of making a profit in the future. For example, Elon Musk's wealth grew exponentially not only because of his work with Tesla and SpaceX but also because of his diversified investments in various ventures, including SolarCity and Neuralink. By investing in different industries, he's been able to hedge against downturns in any one particular sector. Number 5. Set up an emergency fund. Even with immense wealth, unexpected events can occur. Having a financial safety net is crucial. A portion of your wealth should be set aside in a liquid, low-risk account to cover emergencies, whether it's an economic downturn, a health crisis, or other unforeseen circumstances. For example, when Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates first amassed his fortune, he kept a portion of his wealth in easily accessible assets to avoid financial stress during any market downturns. This safety cushion allowed him to ride out fluctuations in the economy without panic. Number 6. Avoid publicizing your wealth too much. While it might be tempting to show off your newfound riches, doing so can lead to unwanted attention. People will come out of the woodwork, asking for loans, investments, or other handouts. Publicity also opens you up to the risk of theft, fraud, and other negative consequences. It's crucial to maintain a level of privacy in your financial matters. For example, after winning a large lottery prize, several winners in the past have chosen to remain anonymous or use a trust to claim their winnings. Keeping your wealth private helps to avoid unwanted attention and maintains your personal security. Number 7. Create a long-term vision for your wealth. What do you want your legacy to be? How do you want to use your wealth to make a difference? Creating a clear, long-term vision for your money ensures that you don't blow it all on short-term pleasures. Consider charitable giving, investments in causes that matter to you, or building a business empire. With the right vision, you can ensure that your wealth has a meaningful impact long after you're gone. For example, Mark Zuckerberg and Priscilla Chan have pledged to give away 99% of their wealth through their philanthropic initiative, the Chan-Zuckerberg Initiative. This long-term vision will guide their wealth toward meaningful causes and make a lasting impact on the world. Number 8. Live below your means. Just because you can afford to live lavishly doesn't mean you should. One of the quickest ways to lose wealth is through unchecked spending. Keeping your lifestyle in check, even as your wealth increases, can help you avoid the trap of overconsumption. Remember, it's not about how much money you make, but how much you keep. For example, despite being one of the wealthiest individuals in the world, Warren Buffett still lives in the same house he bought in 1958 for $31,500. His frugality is part of his success story, reminding us that wealth doesn't need to be flaunted to be enjoyed. Number 9. Understand your tax obligations. Sudden wealth comes with a significant responsibility: paying taxes. It's important to understand how your newfound wealth will be taxed and how to minimize your tax liability through legal means. There are various strategies for tax planning, such as utilizing tax-efficient investment vehicles, setting up tax shelters, and taking advantage of deductions. Make sure you consult with tax professionals to ensure you're in compliance with the law and using the most effective strategies to reduce your tax burden. For example, when George Lucas sold his company Lucasfilm to Disney for over $4 billion, he worked with his financial advisors to structure the deal in a way that minimized taxes. He was able to allocate a portion of the proceeds to charitable donations, which significantly reduced his tax bill. Number 10. Take care of your physical and mental health. Wealth means little if you don't have your health. While it's tempting to focus entirely on the financial aspects of newfound wealth, it's equally important to prioritize your physical and mental well-being. This means exercising regularly, eating well, getting enough sleep, and seeking mental health support when needed. Maintaining your health ensures that you have the energy and mindset to manage your wealth effectively for the long term. For example, Richard Branson, the founder of Virgin Group, has always placed a strong emphasis on maintaining his physical and mental health, often citing exercise as a key factor in his entrepreneurial success. Branson is known to prioritize adventure sports, fitness, and mindfulness in his daily life, which has kept him active and engaged in his business ventures well into his 60s. Number 11. Avoid excessive debt. Although wealth gives you the freedom to acquire things, borrowing excessively to fund your lifestyle is a dangerous path. Even if you can afford to take on some debt, managing it prudently is essential. Avoid excessive credit card debt or loans that might carry high interest rates, and be cautious with loans that could put your wealth at risk. It's better to live within your means rather than overextend yourself. For example, Oprah Winfrey, one of the wealthiest women in the world, has consistently emphasized living debt-free. She has often shared that she became successful not just through hard work, but by avoiding debt and managing her finances responsibly from an early age. Number 12. Focus on asset protection. Having wealth exposes you to certain risks. Legal actions, lawsuits, and creditors are some of the potential threats that could drain your assets. You need to take steps to protect your wealth from any claims that may arise. This might involve setting up business structures such as LLCs, using insurance, and having clear, legally binding contracts in place. For example, after retiring from professional boxing, Floyd Mayweather put significant effort into protecting his wealth by creating trusts and businesses that shielded his assets from any potential legal issues. This allowed him to safeguard his earnings, despite his controversial career. Number 13. Continue educating yourself about wealth management. Wealth management is not a set it and forget it process. You must continuously educate yourself on new financial tools, trends, and opportunities. Reading books, attending seminars, or even consulting financial advisors regularly will keep you updated on changes that might impact your wealth. The more knowledge you have, the better equipped you'll be to make informed decisions about your finances. For example, Bill Gates is an avid reader, often recommending books on business and personal development. His constant thirst for knowledge has helped him stay at the top of his game, even after becoming one of the wealthiest individuals in the world. Number 14. Be mindful of the people around you. Sudden wealth often leads to new relationships and shifts in old ones. It's important to be cautious about who you trust and surround yourself with. People may approach you with their own intentions, some of which may not be in your best interest. Choose your friends, advisors, and associates wisely, and be mindful of people trying to take advantage of your wealth. For example, after receiving a large sum from his lottery win, Curtis Wallace Daniels was careful about how he handled relationships. He initially kept his newfound wealth private to avoid potential conflicts with friends and family. Over time, he set clear boundaries and made sure to only share his wealth with those who had his best interests at heart. Number 15. Set up a charitable foundation or giving plan. One of the most fulfilling ways to use your wealth is by giving back. Setting up a charitable foundation or creating a giving plan not only helps those in need but also allows you to have a lasting impact. Philanthropy can also be a way to ensure your legacy continues, long after you've passed. Whether it's through donations to causes you care about, scholarships, or community projects, finding ways to give back can be incredibly rewarding. For example, the Gates Foundation, founded by Bill and Melinda Gates, is one of the largest private philanthropic organizations in the world. Through this foundation, the couple has donated billions to health, education, and poverty alleviation programs worldwide. Their philanthropic efforts are a perfect example of how wealth can be used to improve lives globally. Number 16. Avoid getting caught up in the keeping up with the Joneses mentality. It's easy to get caught in a cycle of comparison when you have access to vast resources. However, trying to keep up with other wealthy individuals or show off your wealth to others is a quick way to deplete your resources. Focus on what makes you happy, what aligns with your values, and avoid the pressures that come with societal expectations. True wealth comes from contentment, not from competing. For example, Steve Jobs, despite being a billionaire, was known for his minimalist lifestyle. He famously wore the same black turtleneck, jeans, and sneakers every day and lived in a relatively modest home compared to his peers. Jobs demonstrated that true fulfillment comes from focusing on purpose rather than possessions. Number 17. Invest in real estate wisely. Real estate is often one of the best ways to preserve wealth over time. However, investing in real estate requires a keen eye and a strategic approach. Whether you choose residential, commercial, or even vacation properties, it's essential to research the market, assess potential risks, and choose properties that can appreciate in value. A solid real estate portfolio can provide a reliable income stream and substantial returns in the long run. For example, when he started earning money, Donald Trump invested heavily in real estate, buying and renovating iconic buildings such as Trump Tower in New York City. His investments were calculated and strategic, helping him build his empire over decades. Number 18. Plan for future generations. One of the keys to maintaining wealth is ensuring that it's passed on effectively to future generations. Establishing an inheritance plan is critical, whether through wills, trusts, or other legal mechanisms. It's also vital to educate your heirs about the importance of wealth management and financial responsibility so they can continue to preserve the family fortune. For example, the Rockefeller family, one of the wealthiest families in history, has been able to maintain their wealth through many generations by implementing a strong family governance system, educating each generation about the value of money, and being deliberate about their investments. Number 19. Travel and enjoy life, but don't lose focus. It's important to enjoy the benefits of your wealth by traveling, experiencing new cultures, and indulging in new experiences. However, it's crucial not to get distracted by lavish trips or excessive leisure time. Your wealth is still something that needs to be managed, so make sure you balance enjoying life with staying focused on long-term financial goals. For example, Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, enjoys traveling and experiencing different cultures, but his primary focus has always been on his company and its growth. He understands that enjoying life is important, but keeping your focus on your long-term goals is key to sustaining wealth. Number 20. Stay humble and grounded. One of the most important pieces of advice you can follow is to stay humble. Wealth has a way of inflating egos, but keeping yourself grounded is crucial. Remember your roots and the hard work that got you to where you are. Be thankful for your wealth, but don't let it define who you are as a person. For example, despite his vast fortune, Elon Musk is known for his humble approach to wealth. He has lived in a relatively modest home compared to other billionaires and continues to work tirelessly on his projects. His humility and focus on his mission rather than wealth have been key to his long-term success. Becoming suddenly wealthy is a life-altering event that comes with tremendous opportunity, but also with immense responsibility. The choices you make in the aftermath of acquiring wealth will significantly influence not only your future but potentially the future of your family, your community, and the causes you care about. It's easy to get lost in the excitement and the possibilities, but as we've seen from the real-life examples of individuals who have navigated this journey successfully, it is careful planning, smart decision-making, and a focus on values that preserve wealth for the long term. When it comes down to it, maintaining wealth isn't just about how much you make, it's about how much you keep, grow, and use wisely. It's about staying patient, making informed decisions, and never losing sight of the bigger picture. So, as you contemplate what to do if you suddenly find yourself wealthy, ask yourself, what is your vision for the future? How will you safeguard and grow this wealth, not just for yourself, but for generations to come? The answers you find will determine your financial destiny. The right steps today will ensure that your wealth doesn't slip through your fingers, but instead becomes a lasting legacy of success and impact.